Ford refreshed its popular Puma in 2024, updating the exterior and significantly redesigning the interior in preparation for the upcoming electric Gen E version. Subtle exterior changes include new daytime running lights and a reshaped front grille and badge layout, while the standard Puma also gets new alloy wheel options. The most substantial updates are inside, where the cabin has been streamlined and packed with new technology. More on that later. All Puma variants now come with at least mild hybrid support, including the Puma Street. However, the powertrain in the ST version remains unchanged, as this engine and gearbox combination was already available in the pre-facelift model for over a year. The only available version of the Puma ST now comes with a 1.0-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, producing 168 bhp and a combined 183 pounds-foot of torque, thanks to the integration of a standard mild hybrid e-boost system. This setup is paired with a 7-speed dual-clutch powershift transmission. Ford quotes a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of 7.4 seconds and a top speed of 124 miles per hour. It's a bit disappointing, considering the original Puma ST shared the same spirited powertrain as the Fiesta ST, a punchy 197 bhp 1.5-liter triple mated to a superb 6-speed manual. The downgrade likely comes down to cost and stricter emissions regulations, but it still feels like a loss. Beyond the powertrain, ST models come equipped with unique 19-inch alloy wheels, matrix LED headlights, keyless entry and start, a powered tailgate, plenty of advanced safety features, and Ford Performance sports seats. An optional 1,050 pounds handling pack adds exclusive alloy wheels, a contrasting black roof, illuminated front door sills, and, most notably, KW coilover suspension and a round steering wheel in place of the standard oval one. Our test vehicle, however, did not include this pack. The Puma ST still fires up with a satisfying burble, just as any car bearing the ST badge should. While the engine is smaller and less powerful than before, Ford has at least nailed that initial sense of drama. Around town, the Puma ST performs respectably, though the firm suspension, always in go mode, means it's not the most comfortable choice for short, everyday trips. It tends to jitter over imperfections, and while the ride smooths out slightly at motorway speeds, this remains a stiffly sprung SUV. What really stands out is the steering. Despite the oddly shaped wheel, it's sharp and responsive without being overly twitchy, giving the car a lively and engaging feel even in stop-and-go urban traffic. Out on open roads, where an ST truly belongs, the Puma ST starts to come alive. The taut chassis, precise turn-in, and strong body control all make much more sense here, delivering a composed and capable drive through twists and turns. Still, it's more confident than playful. There's grip and balance, but not quite the old spark. Then there's the powertrain. On paper, the drop in power looks significant, but Ford's engineers have worked hard to minimize that gap. The torque delivery is particularly strong, with most of the punch arriving around 3,000 revolutions per minute, similar to the old 1.5-liter version. However, this engine doesn't encourage you to chase the red line like a true hot hatch should. And the automatic gearbox? It's acceptable. The dual-clutch setup is responsive enough in daily driving and when using the paddles, but under hard driving, it lacks the engagement of Ford's superb manual transmission, which I found myself missing often. There's still a flicker of the old ST charm, but overall, this version feels like a toned-down shadow of its predecessor. It's still fun to drive, but the grin it delivers doesn't quite match the joy of the original manual version. Like the rest of the updated Puma lineup, the ST's interior has undergone a major overhaul, but in our view, it's a step backward. We weren't fans of the interior changes in the standard Puma Facelift, and unfortunately, the same criticisms apply here. Ford hasn't been known for top-tier cabin quality in recent years, a complaint that's been leveled at models ranging from the now discontinued Fiesta to the Focus, Kuga, and the standard Puma, and much of that still rings true. The door panels feel flimsy, the lower center console is overwhelmed by cheap-looking black plastic, and the doors close with more of a hollow clack than a reassuring thud. What Ford interiors once had going for them was functional design and intuitive physical controls. Sadly, that's largely gone. In an effort to modernize the tech offering, Ford has shifted nearly all functions onto a massive touchscreen that looks awkwardly oversized in the dashboard. The new Sync 4 infotainment system offers plenty of features, and there's some logic in the layout, like fixed climate controls along the bottom, but dive into the menus and it quickly becomes cluttered and cumbersome. The oval-shaped steering wheel also feels unnatural during cornering. Still, the Puma ST isn't without its interior strengths. Rear seat space is decent, offering enough legroom and headroom for adults on short to moderate journeys. And the boot remains a highlight, especially thanks to Ford's practical megabox storage compartment beneath the boot floor. This is, without a doubt, the Puma ST's biggest misstep. As of January 2025, the starting price is £33,600, and that's before adding any options or paint choices, which can push the cost even higher. Paying around £34,000 for a 168 bhp hot compact SUV feels downright unreasonable, especially considering the pre-facelift version started at a still pricey £28,495. Sure, we understand that car prices have risen across the board in recent years due to inflation and increased production costs, but even with that in mind, this pricing feels like a serious outlier, enough to make you question why anyone would choose it. To be fair, current finance deals soften the blow slightly, with monthly payments from around £300. That does help make one of the least compelling cars to wear the ST badge a bit more accessible. Still, the small performance car market isn't what it once was. The beloved Fiesta ST is no longer in production, and the Puma ST's closest rival, the Hyundai Kona N, has also been discontinued. There's no Vauxhall Mocha VXR or Peugeot 2008 GT to serve as sporty alternatives either. Considering the Puma ST's steep price, cars like the larger Ford Focus ST or the Volkswagen Golf GTI become far more attractive. They offer more performance and refinement for a similar monthly cost or only a little more upfront. Honestly, we'd recommend checking out either of those over the Puma Street, and if you're determined to stick with a smaller, fun Ford, a used Fiesta ST is still a far better buy. The updated Puma ST still handles well, with Ford performance engineers doing an admirable job of hiding the reduced power. From a practicality standpoint, it retains decent interior space and a generous boot, key factors that keep it from scoring lower than 3 stars in our verdict. But a facelift, especially for a best-selling model like the Puma, should enhance the overall package, refining the design, upgrading the tech, and addressing previous shortcomings. Instead, the facelifted Puma ST ends up being slower, less enjoyable to drive, less intuitive to use, and noticeably cheaper in feel. Yet, somehow, it now comes with a significantly higher price tag.